A new documentary called Bully made headlines recently for a controversy over its rating. The film addresses an issue that 13 million kids face every year. Take a look at this scene.
Does it make you feel good when they punch you? Or kick you? Or stab you? Do these things make you feel good?
No. Well, I don't know. I'm starting to think I don't feel anything anymore.
Here with us this morning is filmmaker Lee Hirsch, along with Alex Libby and his mother Jackie, who are featured in the documentary because of the relentless bullying Alex experienced, and David Long, whose son Tyler took his own life after experiencing harsh bullying. Welcome to all of you, and thanks so much for coming in. You know, I saw this documentary and there was so much attention on its rating, and in my opinion, not enough attention on its content. And I thought it was so moving and so powerful. Lee, what prompted you to take this issue on?
Well, I was bullied as a kid, and you carry those memories. And I think when you, as a filmmaker, when you're at your best, I think you have a story that you can connect to, that you can really tell from the heart. And that's what this was. I wanted to give voice to that experience because I think it's so hard. People talk about bullying, and sometimes you hear this kids will be kids, and a lot of people have felt like they didn't really have the agency to talk about those experiences. And so I think that this film was about giving people a voice.
And one of the most upsetting storylines of many upsetting storylines in the movie, I think, is about you, Alex. And in fact, Lee captured you on the bus getting bruised, punched, choked, hit, stabbed by a pencil, and just really abused by other kids. And it was so upsetting and heartbreaking for me to see that. What was it like for you, Alex, to have that happen? And I don't think this was the first time. It must have happened time and time again.
Yeah, it happened every day. I just wanted friends back then, so I just took it as a joke. And like,
you just put up with it, didn't you?
Yeah, I just went with it and then went home. Then my parents didn't know why I was depressed and sad for many years. And until Lee came along, I didn't tell anybody.
You didn't, but then Lee captured this, as we said, on film. Lee, I'm just curious. I mean, you got these throughout the documentary, such sort of real situations. Did the kids? I wondered if you had a hidden camera at first, but how did you make sort of the kids not aware that you were there filming them? Because it didn't seem as if they were.
I don't think it's that they weren't aware that I was there, because I physically was there, and it was a small camera, and they got, we'd been there all year, and it was such a, we were such a small crew that life went on very quickly, and we became uninteresting. Also, if you think about it, kids have smartphones all the time. The school buses have cameras anyway. There's cameras in the hallways. I think that they're in a way, they're living their lives out under cameras, and it becomes less of a big deal. I think what's great is what Alex just said about, like, he hadn't been able to really, or hadn't talked to his mom and dad about what was going on. I think with this film, families are finding an invitation and a way to talk about what might be happening, what might not be happening, and that's what we're hearing from people that are going to see it. And it's
I watched
so
it with
exciting.
my 16-year-old
You
daughter.
did?
I did, yeah.
Wow.
And we talked about it a lot. And Jackie, I thought you were wonderful in this documentary. You're such a loving mom, and yet, as Alex said, you didn't know what was going on. Lee made this available, this footage, to the school and to you after he shot this on the bus, because it was so upsetting to him, and things had escalated for Alex. You went to the school to talk to the principal, and of course that really made me mad because the response from the principal was so frustrating. It must have been frustrating for you. Tell us about that.
It was frustrating. I mean, we went there looking for answers and felt like not only were we not provided with answers or solutions, but we're kind of shooed out the door.
In fact, she said, I've ridden that route and the kids were good as gold. And I felt like saying, well, yeah, because you were on the bus.
Right, right.
But meanwhile, I want to get to David, because David, you live in Murray County, Georgia, and your son Tyler is a tragic example of what can happen when bullying goes too far. What happened to Tyler?
Tyler hanged himself.
And what kind of bullying did what drove him to that?
I think over the years, he had had enough. There were certain situations that I really can't talk about right now, but if you take Alex's story, and not only his or the families that's in the documentary, there's thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of families that are in the same situation that we are. And schools need to understand across our country that when kids are in their charge, that if things aren't handled correctly, then this is an end result of what happens.
Lee, you know, some people have asked the question, is there more bullying today? Has awareness increased, or has it become sort of the cause du jour for celebrities? I know there have been some questions about that. Do you think it's on the rise, or are we just more aware of the cruelty that kids can display to each other?
Actually, I'm very hopeful. I think change is on the rise. I think we've been talking about bullying. It's been escalating in the national conversation for 2 years. I think now people are starting to talk about it in the context of what can we do? How can we make a difference? All the celebrity support, all the energy, people seeing this film. I actually think we're at a tipping point moment. So yes, it's there. It's always been there, I think. But I think now people are really dealing with it and looking at how it affects their life, the fabric of their community, the fabric of their school, asking questions. Kids are getting engaged and trying to come up with their own solutions. I'm very excited and hopeful, actually. I think we have a real opportunity right now
And Alex,
to harness that.
are things better for you now at schools?
Yes.
They are?
Yeah. I have good grades, lots of friends, and
Things
yeah.
things are better. Well, you know, you have a terrific family.
Thank you.
And I was so happy to see you had a safe, loving place you could at least go to after school when it was so horrific for you. Thank you all so much for coming in and talking about this movie, and I hope all teenagers watch it. Those who have a propensity toward bullying and those who have been bullied themselves.
And those that can step up.
Yeah,
You know, all
exactly.
those kids in the middle.
Those who are just witnessing
That's
it.
right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Katie.
And, my deepest sympathy for your loss.
Katie,
Thank you all.
could I do a shout out?
Yeah, go ahead, real quickly.
The same Memorial High School.
At Memorial High School, this is Alex. Just letting you know I'm hanging out on Katie's show and on.
It's not really my show, Alex, but thank you. That's going to get me in trouble. All right, that's good. We're out of time. For more information about this film and the very important topic it addresses, head to our website, goodmorningamerica.com on Yahoo.